Class 10. Subject Science Biology. Chapter 6. Control and Coordination. Topics to be learned in this video: Animals' nervous system. In organisms, many movements are responses to changes in the environment or to use changes in environment. For example, plants grow out into the sunshine. Children get pleasure and fun out of swinging. Buffaloes chew cud for better digestion. Falling light on eyes or touching a hot object cause responses. Such movements are carefully controlled and coordinated by specialized tissues. Also, they are connected to recognition of various events in the environment. Animals' nervous system. In animals, control and coordination are provided by nervous and muscular tissues. Nervous tissue is made up of a network of nerve cells, neurons. It conducts information, electrical impulses, from one part of the body to another. Some nerve cells have specialized tips called receptors. They are usually located in sense organs to detect information from environment. Example: gustatory receptors detect taste, olfactory receptors detect smell. General perception of taste is jointly created by tongue taste and nose smell. That's why if nose is blocked or we have cold, there is a difference in taste of foods. This information, acquired at the end of the dendritic tip of a nerve cell, sets off a chemical reaction that creates an electrical impulse. This impulse travels from the dendrite to the cell body and then along the axon to its end. At the end of the axon, the electrical impulse sets off the release of some chemicals. These chemicals cross the gap, or synapse, and start a similar electrical impulse in a dendrite of the next neuron. This is a general scheme of how nervous impulses travel in the body. A similar synapse finally allows delivery of such impulses from neurons to other cells, such as muscles cells or gland. What happens in reflex actions? Reflex actions are sudden unconscious actions of the body in response to a stimulus in the environment. Example: withdrawal of hand when we touch a flame. Blinking of eyes when light falls on them. Here there is no thinking as it needs immediate response. Thinking needs complicated interaction of many nerve impulses from many neurons. In brain, thinking tissue sits in the forward end of the skull. It receives signals from all over the body and thinks about before responding to them. If thinking part is to instruct muscles to move, nerves must carry this signal back to different parts of the body. It takes much time and prevents quick response. For example, when we touch a hot object, it would take much time to withdraw the hand if thinking tissue is involved. The process of detecting the signal or the input and responding to it by an output action might be completed quickly. Such a connection is commonly called a reflex arc. Figure given, it includes receptor, sensory neuron, CNS, motor neuron and effector, muscle or gland. Nerves from all body parts meet in spinal cord on their way to the brain. Reflex arcs evolved as a function in the absence of thought processes in animals. However, after complex neuron networks have evolved, reflex arcs continue for quick responses. Sequence of events, reflex arc, of focusing bright light on eyes are given below. Receptor, then sensory neuron, then brain, then motor neuron, then eye muscle contracts. Human brain. Brain and spinal cord constitute the central nervous system, CNS. They receive information from all parts of the body and integrate it. Brain is protected in a fluid-filled balloon, shock absorber, inside the bony box, cranium. Spinal cord is protected in vertebral column, backbone. Brain is the main coordinating center of the body. It involves more complex mechanisms and neural connections for complex processes such as thinking. Spinal cord contains nerves which supply information to think about. Brain sends messages to muscles to control voluntary actions such as writing, talking, moving, clapping, etc. Communication between CNS and other parts of the body is facilitated by the peripheral nervous system, PNS. It consists of cranial nerves, from brain, and spinal nerves, from spinal cord. The brain has three such major parts or regions, namely the forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. Forebrain. It is the main thinking part of the brain. It has the following regions. Sensory regions, they receive sensory impulses of hearing, smell, sight, etc. Association areas, they interpret sensory information by associating with information from other receptors and previously stored information. Thus, a decision is made to respond. This information is passed to the motor areas which control the movement of voluntary muscles. Center of hunger, it gives sensations such as feeling full when food is eaten. Midbrain and hindbrain. In our body, there are involuntary actions between simple reflex actions and thought-out actions. We do not have thinking control on them. For example, salivation, heartbeat, etc. They are controlled by midbrain and hindbrain. Medulla in hindbrain controls involuntary actions such as blood pressure, salivation, vomiting, etc. Cerebellum in hindbrain controls voluntary actions like walking, riding a bicycle, picking up a pencil, etc. It also maintains the posture and balance of the body. How does nervous tissue cause action? When a nerve impulse reaches the muscle fibers, muscle cells, move by changing their shape so that they shorten. Muscle cells have special proteins that change their shape and arrangement in response to nervous electrical impulses. This gives the muscle cells a shorter form. Voluntary muscles, the muscles attached to skeleton. They can be moved as we decide. Involuntary muscles, the muscles found in visceral organs. They are not under our control. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel.